Israel-Hamas war. With more than a month of the ongoing Israel-Hamas war, the United Nations on Monday reiterated its demand for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire in Gaza and said that keeping an entire population besieged, under attack, and denied access to amenities is unacceptable. In the UN Geneva statement by principals of the Interagency Standing Committee on the Situation in Israel and the Occupied Palestinian Territory, it wrote on X, formerly Twitter, "We need an immediate humanitarian ceasefire. It's been 30 days, enough is enough, this must stop now." Heads of 18 UN agencies and NGOs issue a joint statement on Gaza. The watchdog in the statement added that the October 7th attack on Israel doesn't justify the horrific killings of even more civilians in Gaza and cutting off 2.2 million Palestinians from amenities. It further stated that more aid, including food, water, medicines, and fuel, needs to enter Gaza, and an immediate humanitarian ceasefire is needed. For almost a month, the world has been watching the unfolding situation in Israel and the occupied Palestinian territory in shock and horror at the spiraling numbers of lives lost and torn apart, the UN statement read. The Palestinian death toll, according to the health ministry in the Hamas-run Gaza Strip, has exceeded 10,000. Additionally, around 1,400 Israelis have lost their lives, with the majority being civilians who were killed during the incursion by Hamas on October 7th, which marked the beginning of the war. Coming back to the statement, it wrote, "An entire population is besieged and under attack, denied access to the essentials for survival, bombed in their homes, shelters, hospitals, and places of worship. This is unacceptable." It emphasized that over 100 attacks against healthcare have been reported. Scores of aid workers have been killed since October 7th, including 88 UNRWA colleagues, the highest number of United Nations fatalities ever recorded in a single conflict. "We renew our plea for the parties to respect all their obligations under international humanitarian and human rights law," the UN stated. It added, "We renew our call for the immediate and unconditional release of all civilians held hostage." The global agency stated that civilians and the infrastructure they rely on, including hospitals, shelters, and schools, must be protected. More aid, including food, water, medicine, and of course fuel, must enter Gaza safely, swiftly, and at the scale needed, and must reach people in need, especially women and children, wherever they are, the UN statement read. The global agency stated that civilians and the infrastructure they rely on, including hospitals, shelters, and schools, must be protected. More aid, including food, water, medicine, and of course fuel, must enter Gaza safely, swiftly, and at the scale needed, and must reach people in need, especially women and children, wherever they are.